Paralympic sports have been born out of a wide range of human impairments. Few injuries are more serious than a broken neck. But it seems no one told these guys.
1, 2, 3, kick!
Wheelchair rugby was originally from Canada. It was put together by people that weren't strong enough or able enough to play wheelchair basketball. The sport is quite dangerous. Playing in Germany, was passing the ball and got hit by 2 players at the same time, and my chair flipped right up and I come down and landed on one of the other players' knees. I didn't realise at the time, but when I got back to England I went to hospital and I'd broken my sternum and 7 ribs. I'd bruised my heart. I was in intensive care for 3 days and then in hospital for about 3 months. Sometimes it's important to give somebody a good wallop. Either stop them in their track or stop them getting from A to B, basically. You'll see by the damage of the chairs and the punches you get that they happen, and so they should, you know, it's part of the game, I love it. So you do get injuries, but so does every sport, you know. Footballers get broken legs, nothing in life's perfectly safe. Trust us, we've all broken our necks. It was my girlfriend's birthday. The day wasn't much different from this. It was a really nice day, so we sat on the balcony. And then I fell off the balcony. It's as simple as that. It's hard to explain. There wasn't much really that went wrong or what happened. I wasn't being stupid. There was nothing wrong with the balcony. It was just a freak accident. I only fell 1 floor. I wasn't very high. I was only on the 1st floor, so you know, I was very unlucky really for what happened. I landed on my bum. I was looking up when I landed and my head went back over my shoulders and it snapped my neck. It wasn't the day that I planned. At the time I had no movement in my arms either. Just the shock just completely knocked everything out. And so I couldn't move anything at all, and I can remember asking the doctor, am I going to die? And I was laying on my back, and at the time he said, Stephen, I can't tell you that. I can't say either way. And I can remember 1 tear just rolling down the side of my face and not being able to wipe the tear off my face. From here up, I've got normal sensation and, you know, normal movement. I can feel heat, hot, cold, pain, the usuals. But from the same level downwards, I've got nothing apart from touch. I've got no idea if it's painful, sharp, blunt. You know, I just know something's there.
The VO2 peak, the maximum volume of oxygen consumed during exercise, is measured on a tortuous, specially designed wheelchair treadmill. In repeated 5-minute sessions, the athletes endure increasing speeds and inclines.
And I think it's looking good, as long as you're comfortable with this, to go for the 5th stage, OK?
Yeah. Keep it going, Barney.
Manny and Steve have use of their arms because of the position that their injuries occurred to their spine, within the highest 7 vertebrae, known as C1 to C7, that support the neck.
When I fell off the balcony, it dislocated my 6th vertebrae and it slipped down and in front of my 7th vertebrae and basically crushed my spinal cord flat. The spinal cord sends all the signals down to everything below there to move or to feel heat. So if I'd broken 1 vertebrae higher, my fingers wouldn't work at all. 1 vertebrae higher than that, I wouldn't have any finger or wrist movement. 1 higher than that, I wouldn't be able to lift my arms up. And, you know, and so on and so on.
Keep pushing, Barney, keep pushing.
Manny and Steve have both reached extraordinary levels of fitness by developing the function they still have.
Keep driving, that's good. Keep working, Steve, keep driving. That's it, big part of pushing, keep driving through. That's good work.
You've been told that you're paralysed, you try and find out what's actually gone wrong, and for me it's like from the nipples above, you know, is where my function starts. So when I breathe, it's not using any of my so-called rib muscles, you know, that I use to breathe. So my breathing is heavily impaired compared to somebody who's not paralysed, obviously.
It's not just impaired breathing that should limit these athletes' capabilities. As the chest cannot expand as much as it should do, the lungs do not fill completely. This greatly reduces the surface area inside the lungs and the amount of oxygen absorbed into the blood. Despite the work rate of the arms, because the majority of the body is paralyzed, the heart does not recognize that the body is exercising strenuously, and the heart rate increases only slightly. This is partly because the adrenal glands are found on the kidneys, but because the nerves that would activate the glands don't work, no adrenaline is produced. In an able-bodied human, blood is pumped by the heart and also by the muscles in the limbs, which contract around the veins. This blood pump doesn't happen when the muscles are paralyzed. It was thought that these deficiencies would mean quadriplegic athletes could never achieve high VO2 peak levels. But research like this is showing that that's not the case. These athletes' intense training programs have seen them break through the predicted limits.
Both characters have got exceptional values when compared to normative values of untrained wheelchair individuals.
Really work for me, come on.
Get it back, get it back, get it back, get it back, come on.
Keep driving,
Push, push, push.
Come on, let's keep driving. 10 more seconds, okay, relax. Brilliant.
That's excellent.
Come out, for 20 seconds, all right? Awesome.
After 30 minutes, Steve is exhausted.
Well done, Ronnie.
It shouldn't have taken me the loss of 2/3 of my body to make the most of the last third, but it did.